Going live. Stronger, smarter, over 40. That's what the title says, and it's Sunday morning. I got my coffee. It sounds like a script, doesn't it? I just felt like that's what I was. That's what I was just talking about. Today, I'm going to talk about being stronger, being smarter, especially over 40. Now, this can apply to obviously anyone else in that's new to fitness, right? That new or even just hanging on in their 30s. If you're like a pure athlete, obviously this might not be the conversation for you, but it's always fun to listen to. But if you're over 40, haven't done stuff, and you're feeling aches and pains and lower back, and feel like your time is limited, and you have a schedule that's not yours anymore, it's your kid's schedule on top of your schedule, and then it's your work schedule, and you have a lot of shit going on, well, then I think today is a day that this is for you, because you want to make sure that we work out smarter, right? Smarter doesn't mean better. Smarter doesn't mean the best results. Smarter doesn't mean you're going to like it, because we will always go back to the thoughts and the images of when it was our greatest time, right? Just like when you're hanging out with your friends and you're talking and you're shooting shit. You're just talking about the great times when you were a kid, when you played manhunt outside, or when you used to go to the park diner and just hang out in the parking lot. And these are the best days of my life type thing, going out, running around, causing havoc. Or maybe it was in college and you loved college and that thing did it for you. And I can't explain, that's the extent of college I can explain to you, because I did not enjoy college. I did not enjoy any part of it except for when I would go to raves, right? I did enjoy that part. That was always fun for me. But then after that, I was always working. Right after college, I went to work. And I don't believe that I allowed myself to enjoy it as much. So that time wasn't really that fun for me, but it was fun. It was probably later on when I was like, oh shit, I'm a little older. I guess you'd call it quarter life crisis. And I went out, I drank, I bartended, I hung out, I drank, I bartended, I did stupid things, right? Stupid things, but so fun, right? And a lot of people relate these experiences to their fitness as well. Right. And for us, I'm going to say right now, if you're part of Crank, if you were part of Crank, give me a thumbs up, by the way. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It was just the best time. And I got a text this morning from one of my coaches, and, it doesn't break my heart. It fills my heart with the joy that pretty much the blood to the text is showing. He was showing gratitude and grateful that not only for that period of time, but how efficient Crank actually was, right? Crank itself in our program and our design is exactly what they would suggest now. Like looking back at the early 2000s of CrossFit and 2000, later 2010, 2000, I guess 2007, 6 until maybe 2015, 2020, our programming fell into the correct, right, sought out, overall, I can't think of the word there. It just made sense, right? We did it right. We didn't do a lot of sports specific movements like CrossFit does. We didn't do the bigger movements that hurt people over and over and over again. We challenged, the percentages were correct. The ones that did get hurt are the ones that didn't stop, right? The ones that didn't listen, say, hey, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, that's it. And then the other, no, there's people that want to work out more, so they worked out more and more, and those are usually the people that do get hurt, right? And that's what I mean by training smarter. We can't go into the life of, I'm going to train every single day to the fullest extreme extent to try to fast track this result thing that I'm looking for. And that's the mindset, right? The mindset of the very aggressive hustle or bustle human these days wants 6 packs in a day, a chest in 2 days, face to look leaner in 3 days, shed 25 pounds in 4 days, and then in a week, perfect body, right? That's what we want. That's 1 week, maybe less, perfect body, right? Perfect everything. It's not real. It's not real. So what they'll do is they'll try to outwork everything they're doing to only end themselves up injured, sick, or strained out and tired, super, just give up. It's a problem because we don't understand. I don't want to say moderation is key, but consistency is king. I hate saying kids is king. I hate saying the word king. Consistency is what you need, right? Especially if you are over 40. What is the thing that's going to keep you as consistent as possible week to week, month to month, year to year? If anyone says like you're going to lose weight in X amount of time, cool, that's great. But are you going to keep it off? I could care less, honestly, if you lost 10 pounds in 2 months. I don't care. I don't. Because if I see you from 6 months from now and those 10 pounds are gone or back up, then what was the point of the training? Right? What was the point of it? And this is the things people don't want to hear. And you may sign off and that's cool, but I'm still going to fucking talk about it. You have to look at the long run, right? The long run of everything you're doing. And it's very hard to accept. Case in point. It's hard to accept the fact that you're not going to have a six-pack anymore. You're not going to have this body that feels so youthful anymore. You're not going to have this extra time to do things anymore. You know, and it sucks, but this is the phase of life you may be at. And this is the phase of life that I'm at. So the two things that I make sure to do is that I make sure, first off, is not to work out. It's not to eat right. It's to change the way I'm going to think about things. What? Really? That's it? That's it. Because at the end of the day, it's a mental game, right? You're going to fight your mind over and over and over again. So just like you would map out your workout system, the same thing as you would map out your nutritional plan or your macros or your diet for the week, right? You got to prepare your mind as well to fight the things it's going to fight, right? You're never going to be good enough. If you're searching, and this is an important thing for you, you're always going to have that fighting battle, especially if you were really, I don't want to say aggressive back in the day. Tamagotchi, got to feed them. But very consistent back in the day, nothing's going to meet that time. Just like the fun times on the Ave, it's not going to be the same, right? If you're 40, go walk the streets and hang out the place you used to hang out. It's not the same, right? So it's the same thing with exercise and the mindset going into exercise and finding that right balance. It's not going to be the same, right? You may only have 30 minutes to work out. You may only have 45. You may only have 15 minutes to work out, but that has to be enough, right? For you in that day, that exercise, that movement, it has to be enough. Because if you only have 30 minutes to give, well, then try to get the best 30 minutes you can. But don't compare it to the 30 years back. 30 years back, maybe a little less. 10 years back, 20 years back, something like that. I already lost track. Tamagotchi fucking completely took me off. You want to see Tamagotchi? Hold on. If you guys don't remember, let's go back in time. Tamagotchi. You have one? Yeah. If you had a Tamagotchi, let me know. What was your name? This one is, an angel. What's an angel mean? Does it mean it's dying? Do I have to feed it? Why is he a ghost? Hold on, guys. Let's do this together. Let's check his health. He is okay. His deeds are good. He wasn't fed. He had no effort. So let's feed him really fast, if that's okay with you guys. Cool. Let's get out of here. Let's feed Tamagotchi. Pie. He's eating some pie. Okay. So that's not what I would feed myself early in the morning, but it's either pie or candy, and I feel like he'll get more macros out of the pie than he will candy, because candy is straight sugar. At least you get a little bit of protein and some fat inside the pie for breakfast. But again, I have to train. I'm going to tell personally, because I have to train my mindset to accept the fact that it's not going to be a good workout. Right? It's not going to be the best feeling. I'm not going to have like a super pump that I used to, where like you feel so pumped up that I'm going to walk into the mirror and start flexing like in the bathroom. No, I'm going to get a workout that's going to exercise my brain, exercise my mind, exercise my body. Right? So that means if I go inside and I have, say, squats for today, and for some reason my lower back, it's just like, it just hurts. I don't know why. I can't explain. Right? I just wake up, going down the stairs easy as I can. My knees are a little groggy. So what's my workout going to be that day? The planned workout is barbell squats 5x5. right? And then regular squats 10 by 12. And then, or a 3 by 12. And then after that, that's the plan. But based off what I feel, maybe I'm not going to do a barbell today. And if I do, maybe it's a box squat barbell. If not, it's going to be a Xerxes. This guy is going crazy right now. It's not good enough for you? I just fed him pie. But maybe it's going to be a different variation of a squat. And it's not going to be that heavy. And instead, you just do a light set of 10 to 15 reps for 3 sets. And then you couple it or superset it with something else. And you only move for 15 to 20 minutes. You have to accept the fact that that's good enough. Right? Because what's worse than that? Well, I feel like crap. My body doesn't feel good. So I'm going to do nothing at all and just let it rest. Here's the thing. I say rest because rest is important. Right? Rest is super important. But movement is better. Right? So what I'm saying is you don't have to, just because you're squatting and you don't feel it doesn't mean you take off that day. Maybe you can do body weight squats. Maybe you could do squat holds. Maybe you do suspension squats to open up the hips more and rotations, or do some mobility work or some stretching. You can always do something when you're not feeling it, right? So start to learn how to downgrade the I guess you could say the most seek for exercise. Like if I have a big bench day, it's all right, I'm going to bench today. I'm make sure, which usually I don't miss, right? I'm pretty good with, I'm terrible at lower body, upper body. I'm awesome, right? But I still make sure I do it because I do have lower back problems. I do have a fake hip. I do have bad, like it's easier here than it is down there because this is jacked down there. So what's more important for me down there is that doesn't sound good. Hey, what's more important for my lower body is the mobility, the core work, the movement prep, and then see where it goes from there. Whereas my upper body, I'm pretty good. I don't have much shoulder issues, maybe a little bit of wrist issues. So I'll do probably a shorter warm up, get into the benching. But again, if I don't feel good, and for that compound movement, which is bench that day, I'll probably just do push-ups, or I'll get a light pair of dumbbells and do high reps of incline presses, right? So instead of seeking and sticking to the perfect program, what's the program that fits best for you? But even more importantly, how you look at it is more important. I would rather you go 6 days of light 15 minutes than 1 day of a shitty 1 hour. You know, there's nothing's going to happen in that 1 hour. You're probably tapped out by the first 15 minutes anyway. And then you're in there doing extra movement for nothing. I would rather be every day, consistently 15 minutes a day, every day, than 1 to 2 1-hour workouts where you don't really do anything, right? So the second part is not what you think it's going to be. It's not about lifting or dieting. It's the intent, right? What is your intent when going into your workout? If you feel good, you feel fresh, what is the intent? I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to go stronger. I'm going to go heavier, right? And I'm going to put intention into it instead of let me scroll, do a set, scroll, thinking about something else while I'm exercising. No, use that time to really hone into how your body feels, understand what you're doing, understand why you're doing it, and like how it feels. And that goes with the same thing with your nutrition. Right, your nutrition, it's not gonna be the same. You can't eat all the shit you used to, right? Back in the day where you have $1 and you get a 25-cent drink, a bag of Doritos, some wafers for 50 cents, and you have like lunch. You can't have it. If you do eat that way, you probably got diabetes, right? Like you can't do it no more. You're over 40, you're looking for the long game now, right? And for me, it's not about me at all. It's about how do I feel? How can I make sure I can wrestle my kids? How can I make sure my kids are doing gymnastics? I can at least be on the floor to do it with them, right? Instead of being the person that says, make sure you work out, and then I sit down on the couch, drink a beer, and eat potato chips. Like, what the fuck? You can't do it. And if that's you and you feel offended by it, well, then maybe that's a sign you got to do something, right? If you got offended by that, well, then maybe you should fucking work out. Because yeah, you're not living by example. You're not being a true father. You're not leading by example. Why should your kid listen to you if you're not doing the same thing? And sure, it's a parenting thing. That's my point. That's my preference. That's my objective. That's how I feel about it. I feel that parents should be able to lead by example. If you don't want your kid to drink, then you shouldn't be drinking in front of them. Otherwise, it shows them that it's okay to drink. If you're eating pizza every night, well, then it's okay for your kids to eat pizza every night. And then don't complain if they have, weight issues or not as athletic, or some kids are like metabolic fucking machines and they can eat whatever they want. But does that mean like you neglect them on protein, you neglect them on nutrients and vitamins as an athlete? No, you got to feed them the right food for them to be fueled for top performance. And that's what's funny to me too, is like all the parents put their kids into clubs and they put I got to stop because I'm getting ramped. Let me relax. All the parents put their kids into clubs, camps, privates, right? The physical aspect of the game. But then when it comes to nutrition, you let them drink soda, popcorn, chips, pizza, and shit. If you really want your kid to be a true athlete and want them to grow and want them to have muscle that sustains for their sport, well, then they should be eating protein. They should be eating more, but not creatine. They don't need creatine. You don't need supplements. You need protein, right? You need fruit. You need vitamins to feed their bodies properly, to have the proper energy when they're on the field. Right? It doesn't mean before a game you give them an apple, hey, good for you. No, it's got to be consistent as well. I have no idea where I was going. Okay, going back to what we were talking about before the ranting of the kids is that number one is to make sure you prepare your mind for the changes that are about to come. Right? You can't go into this nonsense of a perfect workout, a perfect world, the perfect program. No such thing. Pick a time. How much can you expend? Fill it in with exercise. Not a crushing workout, a nice light workout. Do things you love. Do things you love. And I don't mean by workout. You play basketball, go play basketball. Basketball, if you play half an hour basketball, I shoot around my brother like 2 times a week, and we get so many steps in just shooting around basketball. So many steps, and we don't even think about it. My brother doesn't wear one of these. I just do it because I like to track the steps. I'll get like 3,000, 5,000 steps just shooting the basketball for half an hour because we don't have to run and chase the ball everywhere. Not like doing it on purpose, not playing a game. We're just leisurely, recreationally shooting baskets. But preparing your mind to do it consistently, preparing your mind that it's not going to be the same. And the second one is the intention. What's your intention in your workouts? What's your intention in your diet plan? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What's the most important part of this? I got a cool group coming up, and I cannot wait to share this with you guys. It's going to be fun. It's a group of people through Zoom. It's a 4-week Tamagotchi. Got to eat. You got to eat or take a shit. It's one or the other. Tamagotchi, got to take a shit. And just going to answer the questions that can help guide you in a way that I know works the best. And I've worked with hundreds and thousands of people, guys. And I know the system. I know the process. The hardest part is that you don't. And you don't have anyone to hold you accountable to the decisions that you make. Right? When you go to work and you have a job to do, you're going to do it because they're going to pay you. And if you don't do your job, you're going to get fired. That's the hardest part about exercise and working out is that I'm going to give you a job to do, but you don't got to do it. It's like, fuck you. Why do I got to do this? Well, you also need someone to hold you accountable as well, just like myself. So if you want a part of that, comment, let me know. I can't wait to let it in next month or so. It'll be on Facebook, probably post up. But for the most part, you can go into any of my the stuff that I give out. Like you go to crankstrong.com or notimetoworkout.com. Grab some of the stuff from there, and then you'll get on the email. And the email I'll always send out to you guys. You get updated with whatever I put out. So I'll see you guys later, right? Hope you enjoy your Sunday. If you don't, go to Instagram. I'm putting up this week's football workout. So during the football games, I do not just sit there and watch. I sit there and I actually exercise. So if there's a touchdown, we do movement. First, it changes each time. Last week, I did more of a cardio one. The week before that was more of like push-ups, squats, and sit-ups. So definitely check it out. I'm going to post it up now. So go to Pete Isip on Instagram right now, and I'll definitely put it up there. But if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, comment, or whatever. And I'm excited for all the futuristic things that are coming on this channel. So thank you so much. I have also real quick, I have a new podcast. It's not a podcast. I call it a quick cast. Why? Because it's only 15 minutes long. It's not a podcast where we sit down. Sure, I'll have interviews that'll be a little longer, but for the most part, they're 15-minute just quick casts. You don't even need the video. It'll be on video or mainly sound. I just want it to feel like you asked me a question and I'm just telling you through voice message. So I don't want it to be too long, too productive, but it will answer the questions that you have. And if you have any questions, comment that or message me. All right, I'll see you later. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Let's go Jets. And I'll talk to you guys later.